in forest management.
All right, now we are going to get to our conversation where we are talking about intra-Africa trade, and also we are looking at how to promote this using FOIA Awards, and we are going to speak to the founder of FOIA Awards across Africa, who is Innocent Muranga. Thank you so much for joining us on Business Today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, now let's first of all look at intra-Africa trade. When we talk about intra-Africa trade, what do we exactly mean, even before we get to how the awards are improving?
Yeah, great. So intra basically means within. So when we are looking at intra-Africa, what we're looking at is, can we be able to trade amongst ourselves? So country to country, individual to individual, but somebody in Uganda, they are probably exporting their eggs to Kenya. That's business just happening within Africa. And can we be able to see the same thing happening in South Africa? From Malawi, from Tanzania, from Zambia, Zimbabwe. And I think through promoting that and us exposing our products and services to other markets, of course, we're exchanging not only just the product, but also even the culture and the lifestyle, which means also a lot of money is being retained within the continent, and these businesses are growing while actually developing the African countries. Yeah.
All right, even as we speak about developing the African countries, let us look at the free trade area across Africa. And because, of course, we've had 54 countries sign into this, and I don't know if every of the 54 countries across Africa is involved in the Africa Free Trade Area, because I believe as you engage in these awards, you come across this. So how is Africa Free Trade Area performing at the moment, and what is it that needs to happen for it to improve?
Well, I think a lot of progress has been made in the countries that are actively pushing that agenda and actually making policies that are promoting this to really work. Sectors like manufacturing, I think they are benefiting a lot from this. A lot of companies that are really leveraging this to get their products moving far and wide beyond their companies of origin. But also looking at things that are happening, like the sugar. You are seeing that we're importing sugar from one country, or maize is coming from another country. And all these things, when you're also looking into things like oil is moving in so many countries that is coming from either Kenya and so on and so forth. And I think it's a good environment. More of this needs to happen. But most importantly, what we are really looking at is how SMEs, and mostly now the people that we are focusing on as FOIA, are actually leveraging on this and benefiting from this, so that they do not only just think that the products and services that they are building need just to be consumed within their country, but how can they also get them across, as much as these policies and platforms are there, logistically and operational wise, how are we making this conducive and easier for them to access?
All right, very well explained. Now let's look at FOIA Awards, because someone might say, okay, awards and how they improve trade across Africa. So first of all, how did even FOIA Awards start? Because you're focusing on youth. And how did it even start for you now to come and say, okay, we want to focus on the youth, and we want also to include other countries, not only Kenya, but also other different countries across Africa?
Well, FOIA stands for Founder of the Year Awards. By that, we mean we are focusing on founders. But not just any founder, we're focusing on young founders. Started in 2016, we are now getting into our 8th year. FOIA has grown exponentially. I don't think I even imagined it growing this fast. What we do is that we have created a platform that recognizes and awards young founders now across Africa. And why that is crucial, it's because there is a serious problem with employment. A lot of young people are finishing universities and colleges, high schools. They are not getting as many opportunities as they'll need. And the easiest way, or the most sustainable way we can actually be able to do this, is to build businesses and companies that can be able to employ more young people. And that's why we started this platform, specifically to inspire more young people. Because if you are seeing Innocent has been awarded, a young guy building a company across Africa, then we're igniting something in you, that you have to believe in yourself, that you can also do it. So this is not only just giving motivation to the person building the company to continue doing it so that they create more opportunities, but it's also inspiring more other young people to get into business and build these businesses. But why, again, this is important, it's because the credibility that awards build around a company. So when you're talking about Intra-Africa, a company that has been recognized and awarded in South Africa becomes very easy for that company to even have partners in Kenya to be able to do business with them, because being given that recognition, it's really a stamp that you're credible, we believe in you, you are doing genuine business, keep doing it. So that validation, again, makes it easy for all these entrepreneurs from all these different countries to be received well. They're networking. When you look at FOIA, we currently are in 13 African countries. By the end of next year, we will be in 21 African countries. We're in South Africa, we're in Nigeria, Ghana, Zambia, and so many other countries that we've managed to penetrate in. All these entrepreneurs come to Nairobi for the FOIA Global event. We just had it in September. And it's amazing to see the cultural exchange and the networking that is happening, how they foster relationships that are actually helping to either share knowledge, but also transfer skills and services, the products they could partner with. So it's amazing to see it scale that way. We are expanding this in a regional way.
Okay.
So we have FOIA Global, we are doing FOIA Southern Africa. We have an event happening in Johannesburg in February. We are doing FOIA Eastern Africa. That one, currently they're submitting, of course, for consideration. It will be happening in Arusha. Then we have the FOIA Western Africa that will be in Ghana. Then you have North Africa. That's for the FOIA brand.
All right.
Yes.
Even as you've explained all this, you have a lot going on.
Yes.
So someone might say, okay, I would want to connect with people across Africa, and I would want to get into this kind of awards. I would want to also put my company there, at least for nominations. So what goes into nominations, and how do you at the end of the day come up with the people, the sort of companies that have really qualified for them to participate in this?
Okay. So the entry criteria for FOIA, it's quite democratic, if you can say that. It's self-submission, which means the entrepreneur has to submit their details for consideration. Of course, you have to be within those countries that are participating. If it's a global event, you have to be within one of the African countries that we're accepting entries from. If it's a regional event, you have to be from one of those countries within that region that are participating in the awards. And of course, there are criteria like age, how long the company has been in existence, is it registered? We are very key on employment, so we want to see proof of actually employment where you're employing people. We are looking at...
So you need to have people actually that you pay.
Yes.
People that you've employed, right?
Yes, yes.
So you can't start, I can't come and say, okay, I have my own company that I'm working on and I've not employed anyone.
No. We are very key, because you can see that employment is why we, or rather unemployment is why we started this, to motivate people to build business so they can employ people. So recognizing an individual who has not had impact in terms of creating opportunities really does disservice to what FOIA stands for. And that is very key for us. Of course, we look at audited financial records. There's so many things we look at when it comes to documentation to actually verify and do some proper due diligence, so that also, because we know FOIA is now a continental award, so having that title means something, and that something is the process you go through then to get to that level.
Right. And now, even as we look at businesses that are trying to make sure that they are included in this kind of awards, when you look at trade and businesses across Africa, because of course SMEs are obviously then a very large, growing impact on, of course, economic output in emerging markets and also frontier ones. And when you look at the emerging markets, especially when you look at Africa, I think 90% of Africa, it's just owned by SMEs. So when it comes to what needs to happen, especially for SMEs to grow, when you look at SMEs in Kenya and SMEs in different other countries across Africa, because you deal with very many countries. What is it that SMEs in Kenya can put in place for them at least to improve and get to levels which maybe SMEs over in the West African region are doing?
That is a very, very, very key part, actually. When we are looking at, for instance, FOIA, our database right now has over 100,000 entrepreneurs across the countries that we are in. So when we analyze that data, it gives us very, very key things to look at and even set our themes. And our themes are very specific based on the data we are looking at, what needs to improve in businesses. So, for instance, our theme for this year was limitless. Theme for next year is evolve. But evolving what we are looking at, and now this adds up to what you're asking, is that we must evolve to realize that times are changing. So how are we leveraging on technology? And that's a very key part of running business now. Leveraging technology, but not just technology, but the data we are generating from the technologies that we are using. This will help us understand how our customers interacting with our products, what products our customers engaging with the most, what can we improve with these products, out of the challenges we are seeing our users or customers are facing to access this product. So technology and data specifically will be the number one for me to, again, a bigger part, understand your customer and user. And once that has been understood, and this is something that we've seen across all these countries, the problems are the same, the challenges are the same. How you are addressing them, I think recognizing that way early, how the trend is going, it's very key to the success of this business. So in short, for me, it will be technology. Invest in technology, whatever industry you're in, even if it's fashion, even if it's a retail store, a shop, you need to see how many customers are coming in every day. What product are they buying them the most? What product is not selling? You don't need to restock that product if it's not moving. So you need to focus on what actually customers want. So this level of technology, again, you don't have to even build it yourself. They exist, they're out there. To be able to understand your business even more. The second thing is that, again, leveraging technology, for instance, for FOIA to reach all these 13 African countries that we're in, we've leveraged on technology, again, this is digital media and in communication to reach these customers. So understanding that now marketing and targeting adverts on social media specifically to be able to reach more customers is a very crucial part of your business, and it's more of a basic skill that now should be in a business, just the way you need somebody who can be able to type on Microsoft Word. That has been very key for us to even do research and understand. For instance, before we expand or introduce a new country into FOIA, how many entrepreneurs are in that country within this target audience that we're looking at? What is the penetration of this and that and that and that? So this research, again, is able to help us understand the market before even we get there. But also we are able now to reach those people, communicate those people effectively without necessarily having to incur a lot of cost if we were to travel in all these countries and try to do a lot of engagements on the ground.
All right. And also, when it comes to the youth, unemployment is a huge issue, especially across Kenya and even other African countries. And now, when you look at unemployment by itself, and the youth are really getting it very hard when it comes to, you finish school, you don't have a job, you don't have anything that you're doing. How are you incorporating the youth? Especially when it comes to services within FOIA. You've mentioned about technology, and the youth are very well versed with their tech savvy. So how are you including this type of population of the youth into a FOIA?
FOIA, on a day-to-day basis, is actually a fintech, it's a tech company. Because the event, you see the event on the actual day, but before the event, how we are able to scale and run these operations across all these countries, the business model is based on customer to business, it's to C2B. So to be able to generate revenue out of this, we build a technology that obviously leverages on having all these aggregator payment gateways, from mobile money to cards. We're looking at local mobile money providers, let's say in Uganda, in Zambia, in Zimbabwe. All these people are different, and this technology has been built by young people, of course, working at FOIA. But when you come to, let's say, the event day, we have all these suppliers that are working there. They're actually young people. So FOIA as a company by itself provides opportunities for so many young people. I doubt there's somebody who is above 40 that is working at FOIA.
Okay.
That's from our side. But also even the entrepreneurs that we are recognizing, they have created so many opportunities for other young people. And this the narrative we are pushing. Let them not just employ them, but also can they be able to mentor them to also, when they leave, build their own companies or build a company that adds value to this mother company.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, even as we go for a short break, briefly, your last sentiments when it comes to what are we looking at in the future?
What we're looking at in the future from FOIA specifically, right now is more expansion, more growth. We want to cover all the African countries. This has to get to as many young people as possible. We are spearheading the conversation of entrepreneurship and young people building businesses. So anybody that is out there, young person, they could just go look for FOIA online, submit your details, get on the platform. This will build some credibility around your business, some validation around your business, which you need in order to open rooms. It's like the CV when you're looking for a job. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. That is Innocent Moranga, who is the founder of FOIA Global, talking about entrepreneurship among the youth. And also, if you want to get into this, just look for FOIA and you get your company there and also apply for these awards. All right, we've come to a short break. But when we come back, we're going to look a little bit more. So don't go too far.